The tobacco is even worse. What do they have in India? This they chew on the stuff and then they
all sort of things.
yeah.
They always chew this thing, I don't know.
Yeah, and then they spit it out and it hits the ground and it hits the walls and yeah.
It's betel nut with some spices.
Right. Okay.
Not good for health.
No, is it tobacco or is it? It is something like that. Yeah. Some addictive. Yeah, something addictive. Yeah. You see, yeah. So, please, sir, don't do these things. But because they got the mind can get comfortable with these self-destructive things. It's a comfort in there, and this comfort becomes the enjoyment. Very dangerous stuff, and in this comfort, we stay there, and it becomes difficult to get out of there. Comfort, the mode of ignorance, very dangerous things. I remember you can even get comfortable in. I can give an example. When I worked at the factory for 6 years, I remember this one co-worker. Very nice man, very nice, sweet gentleman. But unfortunately, when he started the job, he was a very, very kind Muslim man. A very simple man. Very intelligent. He was very, very wise. But with the association, he became very, very toxic. But he told me, just when the vacation started, I don't know how it is here in France, but in Sweden we have a right to take 4 weeks vacation each year. It's a government policy. Every worker has a right to take 4 weeks vacation. So now it was our time to get these vacations. So we got out of the building, changed, our clothes were changed, and we put them up for 4 weeks. And then he told me, yeah, take care, good luck. 4 weeks went by, and there he was, back again. And I didn't ask, I just accepted. And another whole year went by again. And through this 8 months which we work, he was always talking about, oh, this place is so terrible. Oh, the boss is terrible, and the different departments are terrible. They're never doing their job. And the robots never work, the welding never works. We always have to rework what we do, la 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 la. And then again we stood on the parking lot of that same factory and said, this time I will not come back. I will change my job. I said, okay, very good. Farewell. Have a good vacation. Thank you. 4 weeks went by, and there he was, back again, in the same uniform, doing his same work. Nothing has changed. Nothing. And this is the danger of a mode of ignorance. It's not difficult to change job. It's not. You go to the local, whatever it's called, you say, I need a job, okay, they sign you up on the list, you can look after jobs on the internet, not difficult. You go for a job interview, very nice, you have to get a job or not. If you do, good, you have a new job. But because he's so comfortable in his complaining, because he's so comfortable at not doing what he must do, nothing is happening. And this is the mode of ignorance. He knows what is the right thing to do, but because he listens too much to to his amazing ability to complain instead. Instead of complaining, he's not doing anything, and so he stays where he is. And this is where we are. We hold on to our bad habits. We even find ways to justify them, telling ourselves that these are the correct things to do. These are the correct things to say. So why should I change? And this is the mode of ignorance. If you're doubting, if you don't know what to do, going back and forth, should I do that or should I do the other thing? I don't even. That's the mode of passion. Then you're like in the right on the cusp between right and wrong. Sattva gun, you know what the right thing to do, and you do it. Radha gun, you're confused. You don't really know, which is better than ignorance, because in ignorance you're convinced of the wrong thing, and then you defend it with your life and soul. And the seniors are just like, okay, whatever, I tried. So, how did we get into Tamagun? Doesn't matter. It's good to talk about. Yes. So Maharaj Nimi, he by experience he understood. Now I got relief from this material body, so I don't want to go back. Please do not imprison me again in this material body. Mabhum me deha bandhanam. So we should listen to this realization of Maharaj Nimi to make this life the last one, so that we don't take birth again. Because right now we think that this body is comfortable. We really believe that. So we must listen to those who realize that is not. Prabhupada also understands very clearly that this body is just suffering. Actually, the Vaishnava has a negative understanding of this material body. It's in the Bhagavatam, chapter 13, verse 8 to 12. Krishna says, understanding the what's the word he uses? Understanding the negativity of repeated birth and death. And there Prabhupada says in the purport that you must have a pessimistic view on repeated birth and death. Pessimistic view on this material body. And in a class which now Devamrita Swami was sitting in, Prabhupada was holding a class, and then he says that only the ones who think positively about this body, he's an animal. And those who wants to enjoy sex life, they're also animals. And then Devamrita Swami, he was like, wow, this is the best thing I've ever heard, and his girlfriend was sitting behind him. He was so ecstatic. It's the best thing he's ever heard. Yes, so Vaishnavas must have a pessimistic worldview, must have a pessimistic view on this material body as a motivation to do his best in this lifetime to go back home, back to Godhead. Very important. Now the next thing Prabhupada here is saying, that here is explaining that we must see demigods as very powerful beings. Vaishnavas, especially in ISKCON, we must warn each other. Nobody's doing it here, but on the internet, YouTube, to be precise, you can read on the comment section. I don't recommend this to anyone. It's very time-consuming. But I had a bad habit of defending Prabhupada and ISKCON on the comment section, where keyboard warriors from India like to be. So there you read. You can get very constructive feedback from them also. But usually you just get a empty-minded Hindutva people defending Hinduism and Adi Shankaracharya without actually reading anything about what he has said. But there you can read that they are complaining that ISKCON devotees, they put down the devatas. They let's say offend the devatas, saying that they are they say they are not important, or that they're compared to Krishna, they're nothing. They are like the ISKCON. I can understand it. Neophyte or new devotees in ISKCON who don't know the philosophy very well, they may say something like that the demigods are nothing, they should just be ignored. But this is not our philosophy. Rupa Goswami is saying very clearly in his books that we must respect the devatas. And why I say devatas is because they hate this word demigods. They hate it. They feel offended when we say the word demigods, because they say that this is coming from the Christians, probably from Max Muller and company, who had a mission to distort the Vedic scriptures to make them look like ridiculous. That was the plan of the British, to destroy the education. This is how you destroy the culture, you destroy the education. Very intelligent. So they believe it comes from there. But Prabhupada is using the word demigods just to point out in a very subtle way that there's only one Supreme, that there's only one God, and which is not very much known or understood within Hinduism. Sure. Monism, one God, Brahman, but it's not really the same thing. God implies a person. It's a person. God implies a person, but Brahman is no person. It's just something which you cannot explain. It's unexplainable. So they call it him, God, but it's no him. It's just nothing. So Hinduism is not known for monotheism. So here we use the word demigods just to point out that there is only one Supreme. Lord Krishna, Vishnu or Narayana. So yes, bottom line, we don't talk bad about the devatas, the demigods, even though they may do some strange things sometimes. As Prabhupada says here, they're very, very powerful beings. Yes, they have the facility for sense gratification, but at the same time, those who have those positions, they have done their yajnas. They have followed their dharma, and that's not easy. We struggle with dharma, but to get to a position as a demigod, you have to follow the dharma properly. So they have done the proper sacrifices, so they deserve their positions. Of course, there are different levels of demigods, right? You have the yakshas, the apsaras, the gandharvas. It's not only Indra, Varuna, Vayu, Yamaraj, Surya. Yes, they are powerful demigods, and they are superior to the apsaras and gandharvas. But they are demigods. So the demigods, as we read, they are actually parts of the Supreme Lord in his Virat Rupa. So we read in the second canto, chapter 1 and 2, how they are controlling different aspects of this material creation. So you cannot mock them. You cannot talk bad about them. If let's say it's said that if you have a bad eye vision, if you're blind, it means you have offended Surya. So don't offend Surya, we become blind. Now I don't know what happens if you offend Vayu, if you offend Varna, I don't know. It's probably there in the Shastra, but you will get consequences. So if we find anyone who is offending the devatas, then we can tell them that we do not do this in ISKCON. Even though we are strict monatheists, we must educate the people that they understand our tattva properly. Now here in France it's no problem, but I can imagine if you go to India, where the congregation is huge in comparison. Let's say like, I don't know, in temples in Delhi, Prabhuji. I don't know how it is in India where the congregation is so huge. How do you keep track of?
There are different groups.
Yeah.
Like there are multiple leaders, and they have their own batches.
Yeah.
It's not that everybody comes at one time.
No. I you have to do that, I guess.
Yes.
Same in Pune.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Chopati.
And at times on festival, they are not allowed to come to temple also, because they themselves will fill the temple.
Yeah.
Not the guests.
Wow. Yeah. So we have it pretty good here. We can organize things very easily. Good for us. Of course, if the Bengalis, they are a great number here, but right now they're not in that great numbers. But yes, so be very, very careful. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that Arjuna is asking, so what is Brahman, what are the demigods, what is karma? And Krishna says that he is the Adi Devika. Adi Devika means the planets and the demigods, and he's the source of them. In a book on the description of how to install the deities, I know Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he compiled this book. But in that book, I remember there's a quote from Jiva Goswami explaining that there are eternal forms of the demigods in the Vaikuntha planets. So the demigods here in the material world, yes, they're temporary, but there are eternal forms of them, Jiva Goswami is saying. And these demigods appear during the second creation, right? We have the Sarga, we have the Visarga. So Brahma is the first one, then he manifests the rest of the demigods. So this is taking place when the Sandini Shakti of Lord Krishna is entering the Maya Shakti. I think I have explained this before. So the Sandini Shakti, which is one of the Para Shaktis of Krishna, the Sandini Shakti is manifesting, depends on where it is manifesting. The Sandini Shakti is the Shaktis of opulences, of the enjoyments. The name of Krishna, the qualities of Krishna, the pastimes of Krishna is also the Sandini Shakti. And when this Shakti is entering the spiritual world, then the spiritual residences are manifested. The spiritual paraphernalia, which is there in Vaikuntha planets, they are being manifested by the Sandini Shakti. And we read in Chaitanya Charitamrita in the purport of one verse in chapter 5 about Lord Nityananda, that Nityananda is Mahasankarshan, and Mahasankarshan is manifesting all these houses, the founders, all the beautiful places and paraphernalia. So we also read that Mahasankarshan is doing this, and we also read that from Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Dashmana Tattva that this is the Sandini Shakti. So if Mahasankarshan is the Sandini Shakti, maybe I'm not speculating, but this is what the scriptures are saying. So, but when this Sandini Shakti, the opulences, Shakti is manifesting in the Maya Shakti where we are, then the planetary systems are taking place with the planets and the demigods. That's the Sandini Shakti manifesting in the Mahatattva where we are now. So, and together, the Krishna's different energies are going from Sattva Guna, where nothing is happening, then Rajaguna is starting to move, and when they're manifesting into forms. That's the false ego in the Tamaguna. So there the demigods are manifesting. So this is called in terms Vastu Vikar, where the Shaktis of the Vastu are being manifested is called Vastu Vikar. And so the demigods get their positions, they help with the governance of this universe, that's their role. They are supporting the Supreme Lord in maintaining this material universe. So there we see where the demigods are coming from and what their different jobs are and how they are working. Why am I explaining this? You see, the creation is explained in the beginning of every canto, like first, second, third, fourth starts with Atri Muni praying to the Supreme for Sun. The creation is always in the beginning. And why is that? The Acharyas is explaining is to help us with our detachment from this material world. Because if we discuss the creation, then we see that whatever we are attached to is nothing. It's nothing is there. Like everything is just coming. You see, if you just pick everything apart by part, you see there's nothing there anymore. And this is the key point. This is what we must understand. Whatever object we are attracted to is nothing in the absolute sense. If any of you have read the Uddhava Gita, anyone have done that? Read it. It's an amazing book. Uddhava Gita is an amazing book. It's a part of the 11th canto. It's so good. There, Uddhava is asking Krishna. You see the sages. Some say that there are 5 elements of this material world, but some say 10. Some say 15. So what is the correct answer? How many elements are there? Krishna says, yeah, all of them are right. It's just a matter of how many times you cut the cake. Everyone is correct. So there you see, if you just take something, you cut them into pieces, all of a sudden, whatever you think is beautiful, attractive, interesting, complex, it's not there. Poof, it's gone. It's fairy dust. It doesn't exist. It's not even on the elemental chart. This is why we discuss the creation, because it's not enough with being attracted, being attached to Krishna. You must become detached from the material world also, because you can cultivate both of them, and then you're just confused. As Lord Chaitanya says, you cannot strive for Krishna and then stray for material enjoyment. Then you're confused. You have split intelligence. Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita that you have to be resolute when it comes to Bhakti Yoga. You have to be resolute in your determination. You strive for this only, not that. or else you will maintain a taste for both. And you will be confused and you will not be happy. You will not be happy in Krishna consciousness when you cultivate both. So, therefore, we must learn by listening to Bhagavatam, to Bhagavad Gita, to Guru Sadhu Shastra, why we are attached to nonsense. And actually accept that I am attached to nonsense, that I am accepting suffering as enjoyment. I am. And just accept that and let go. And make the right choices and make the choice to cultivate Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. That's direct devotional service, direct devotional service. Everything else is indirect. In the chapter 7, 9, 10 also, where Krishna is explaining his opulences, he's saying, I am tasting water, or I am fighting without motor passion. I am these feminine qualities. You remember those chapters? They are there for a reason. Prabhupada is saying that everything is Krishna. Even when we get rejected on the streets during Prabhupada Marathon for 8 hours straight, when we get rejection, that's also Krishna. Everything is Krishna, and these descriptions are there for us to learn that. So you can say, yeah, I do worship Krishna like 24/7. Not always directly, but I also worship him indirectly through his shaktis, through his energies. Yeah, that is correct. Where everyone is worshipping Krishna in some form. Even the karmis, the jnanis, Ashtanga yogis, everyone is worshipping Krishna. But it's just, they all do it indirectly. And you will not find him in indirect worship. As Krishna is saying, those who worship the devatas, they worship me, yes, but in the wrong way. This is chapter 9. In the wrong way. And as Krishna is saying in the beginning of chapter 9:4, what is that verse? Very important. Idam, no.
This one?
Jabat avyaktamurtana. Mastane sarvabhutani. Yes. They are in me, but I am not in them. I am not in them. You will not find Krishna personally in his external energy, except for the deities. That's an exception. But you will not find him find him personally in the external energy. Okay, so yeah, we find his shaktis. That's him, yes, but it's not him personally. If you take a piece of a hair of someone, it's not him personally. It's his energy. So therefore, we must do Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, the 9 processes of devotional service. That's direct worship. Only through these processes can reach him personally. So there's a vast difference. So when you engage yourself in sense gratification, yes, it's his energies, indirect worship, but you will not find him personally. Never. It's impossible. The process to reach him is already there. Shravanam, Kirtan, Vishnu Smaranam. So we should gradually diminish the sense gratification and jump straight into the direct devotional service. Then we will experience the higher taste. And through the higher taste, we will get the blessings from Balaram, Nityananda, the spiritual strength which will help the intelligence, which will help the mind say no. That as soon as meditation on the sense gratification is appearing, the intelligence, by being convinced of the higher taste, will say no. There's nothing here. And then you will just more easily say no to sense gratification, and you will more easily just go to the direct devotion service. It works. It's so scientific. It just works. So stay close to Guru Sadhu Shastra, and you will not be lost. It's a gradual process, so don't think it will happen overnight. It will not. Because changing habits, changing your convictions, it takes time. But you have to stick to it every day with military discipline. Then you'll get there. It's a guarantee. Thank you so much for kind attention. We have 5.5 minutes till 9 o'clock, to be exact. Thank you so much for kind attention. Any questions or comments? Rectifications? And also, I should point out, just for the record, demigods have 5 more qualities than us, than a jiva. It's in Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Samhita Sindhu, and then quoted in Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Darshana Tattva. Demigods have 5 more qualities than us. So the jiva have 50, Shambhu and demigods have 55, Narayana has 60, Krishna 64. So don't mess with the devatas. They will mess you up. More qualities than us. Yes, that's it. Yes. Something you wish to say? Grantara Shiva Bhagavatam ki.
Jai.
Shila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Sadhu Sangha ki.
Jai.
Is there someone ki?
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.